Ahoy hoy! I'm Nerdragefred, and today we're diving into Enter the World of Tzeentch. Trailer that drops. You probably all seen the trailer, so we're just gonna go in. We're gonna do a breakdown. We're gonna see what kind of units we find, and what you might be using them for later on. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and just let my dulcet tones just carry you with its monotone waves. Let's get into it. Karis Fateweaver. Alright, so we have Karis Fateweaver here, right? Talking. 2 heads, really cool. Greater Demon of Tzeentch. Got 1 head looking into the future, 1 in the past. Always nice. These two tell us a little bit. I didn't exactly know what these were, but these seem to be what I can gather from are just demons, which is an independent type of demon that just kind of exists. They do fit the bill on those, so cool thing that they have them. Got some cool Warriors of Tzeentch on discs. Flying in there. Here we go. These are probably cultists of Tzeentch, which are pretty cool, and we see some harpies here in the background, or are those actually still demons? These dudes look cool though. Look at these. Warriors of Tzeentch. Very likely possibly chosen as well. They do have that kind of armor on discs. That dude doesn't seem to actually be standing or anything. No, they just actually missed that one. Well, I mean, maybe not zoom in on that then. Also important to note about these dudes, seem to be Hailbards. I love Hailbards. Anti-large, armor piercing, is shielded. What's not to love? What's not to love about that? That is my favorite type of units. Over here, we also seem to have grand complexity. Chariots. Herald of the Burning Chariots, possibly. Some Exalted Flamer. Here we have some Chariots of Tzeentch. Very cool in the background. Very cool. Burning Chariots. Got possibly some Blue Scribes right here. Chariots, perhaps. Here are the demons again, or are those harpies? Heralds of Tzeentch. They could be cool. We'll see what they do. They do seem to be some form of mages, maybe, or heroes. And they are single units, so I doubt it. I wonder if they're actually would have something like that, though. They would have like a unit with a bunch of bound spells, perhaps, if they go all the way and just make them heroes. But very likely just a kind of artillery unit, maybe magic units. Like we do have the Ambulancor for the Lissaman as well, so maybe something in that regard. King cars there as well. Really fancy screamers. It's Chaos Spawn. Here we have the different kind of lord, I suppose. Just Great Lord of Change, perhaps, like Sarthel. Smashing in there, using some kind of magic on them. We've seen this animation almost like the Astromancer used in Enter the World of Cgi Trailers on the battlefield. We also had the Sky Junk here in the background, Sky Lanterns as well. Everything getting slaughtered. As always, you have to have, one human faction to bash all the time, right? Because that makes trailers cool. Its demons do look pretty cool. I do think this is just the independent demon kind of thing. Which might work like a souped up harpy, possibly. Maybe like a lesser Terrorgeist. Not Terrorgeist, Bargeist. Yeah. That does look pretty cool. If it does work like that. Here we go with really cool flamers flying over the battlefield. Manipulate flames. That also looks like a really cool spell, honestly. Doing all these things. A little bit Naruto-like, but it's pretty cool. Tzeentch is the god of magic. Deception, a lot of stuff. Knowledge. So it's also the god of altruism and the will to do better, actually. But that's a minor aspect. All the Chaos gods do have good aspects to them as well. That's, won't be in the game, but they do have. It's just the world is... Well, if we want to go into it, the world reflects into the warp, and the warp, or essentially hell, or whatever what you want to call the warp version of fantasy, is just a reflection of what's what the world is, and there's more atrocities and bad feelings going in there, so, you know, those aspects kind of go away from it. Might do like a lore video for these things in the future, but not for now. Okay, demons. You guys think that means something? Personally, doubt it. But it looks cool. Looks to be kind of normal-ish, you know, roster, honestly. We might get a roster reveal later on. These dudes, if they're going to be heroes, if this is like some kind of cavalry units, we'll have to see. But these seem to be cultists. It's going to be interesting to see what these dudes do, actually. Like always, you get 3 different kinds of trailers, right? You either have the CGI trailers, which mean nothing. We have the in-engine trailers, like this one, or you have the gameplay trailers. Gameplay trailers show actual gameplay. In-game trailers show with the actual engine how things can work. This seemed to be, you know, weirdly enough, gameplay, but not really, you know, it's in-game, so we don't really know exactly everything will work. I was wrong, though, with the spell that reflected projectiles in the Enter the World of Cathay video, because that is an action spell that they'll have. The only things I'm worried about with this one is, will their magic be the best? Tzeentch is the god of magic. Will he have every kind of magic? Will he have the best kind of magic? Hopefully. I mean, right now, best magic school, easily vampires. Got Wings of Death, got Invocation of Heck. Other cool stuff as well. Doesn't really matter the rest, because still one of the best damage spells in the game. It's still the best healing spell in the game. Can these dudes do better? Maybe. We'll see what kind of lores and magic they guess. Maybe it's just some hopscotch for like Frankenstein's monster thanks to multiplayer. Maybe it'll be you know, something cool and new. In the lore, all of them have different kinds of magic as well. There's a book, I think it's Blackheart's actually. Or no, wait, I can't actually remember which one it is. But they go into the sewers. These cultists are trying to, you know, corrupt the city or whatever they always do. And they, there's one dude just chanting, making the air kind of like really thick water. And they have a really hard time moving, hearing, seeing, everything. So the cultists are doing a really, really good job. I guess it would be like Lore of Death's Fog of the Damned. Could be. We'll have to see. But it'll be cool. They'll probably have cool talks about that in the future with the Lore of Slaanesh, I guess, what kind of spells they have. That's also some of the examples in the Ulrika books. That's for another time. I am a lore nerd after all. I don't think I saw anything other. Nothing really surprised me except for the actual demons, though. They're from the 4th edition, I think. So they're gonna be cool, I think. Very welcome roster. Seems to be the flying parts. Seems to be putting chaff in there to try to murder stuff. Forsaken, Chaos Spawn, flank with your flyers. Bats work really cool, actually, for the vampires, because they don't actually have unit collisions. If you have like 5 units of bats and go on like 1 unit of archers, for example, they will just eat them up. It'll be some Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull kind of you know, anthill thing. So that's pretty cool. But we'll see how these dudes work. How many units will be in one troop of these? Hopefully they're not just harpies that are reskinned. They probably are like reskinned harpies, but you know, hopefully they have a little bit less units and hit way harder, because that would be cool. Because, you know, these dudes look pretty cool. That also looks really cool. Hopefully, air supremacy. That's what we guess. Air supremacy, magic, super hard, hit and run. That would actually be cool. Hopefully, if they fix cavalry, but we'll see. We will see. And now, for the fancy blog section, which details some of the campaign mechanics and how they will play, or well, at least how CA wants us to play us. I mean, we're probably going to find something to break it later on anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, this is Tzeentch, right? One of the mono gods. It seems that your basic modus operandi here will be to find grimoires. Grimoires seem to just work just as Ikit's rocket fuel, like Molder's fancy mutagen, you know, you find some after battles. You get some by buildings, sacking settlements, dilemmas, etc., etc. Yeah, you collect that, and then you can use it for example, the schemes or changing the ways. This seems to be kind of a system that was in, well, is for Eshin as well, which they have shadowy dealings, right? So it kind of works the same way. You just say tell something that's use it on here. For example, here they want it to be on Dreaded Wu, which seems to be one of the Fantasy Cathay factions, very likely. And that's pretty cool. You actually get, you know, the things that you've seen otherwise. Maybe you can steal settlements. Very cool. Open gates before sieges. You can force rebellions, track armies, reveal faction intents, reveal shroud, halt factions. That's pretty cool. Give a war coordination target. Now, this is really cool. You tell a faction that you don't have any dealings with, might not like you, to target somebody that they're at war with, you know, to help you. You can make two AIs break their alliance, so you don't have to fight the other one as well, I suppose, so they don't get pulled into weird wars. And you can force wars between two factions. Now, this is really goddamn cool. This is actually going to help you a lot. The machinations, the High Elves, are finally dethroned. But I mean, if Tzeentch wasn't better than the High Elves, then what's even the point of being the Lord of Deception, the Grand Architect of Fate, right? Seems really, really cool, and like a cool way to do it as well. It's good that you build up these things and you don't just wipe out a faction at turn 50. A big thing also seems to be Winds of Magic and how you manipulate that. It seems that a lot of buildings will be affected by Winds of Magic. Already now you can actually see where you have a lot of Winds of Magic. You can just hover over with your cursor over the map, and you will see if you have how much Winds of Magic is in the area. You know, the winds, they travel like a wind, and it will help with army buffs, it seems. Buildings also allows armies from multiple spellcaster, you know, so they actually have more winds to share, I guess, and can also reduce Winds of Magic for one particular settlement if you would want that. I don't know why you would want that though. The AI isn't really good at using magic, but maybe the next one they will, and I will have to eat my words. That'll be good. Cool AI. And obviously we'll see some cool changes anyway to how Magic Reserve works. Even in the Brass Citadel, the Battle of the Brass Citadel, we could see that the Magic Reserve was way larger, and you had 50 that you could actually use instead of 30. So that's also a good change. And we'll also have corruption, which will be a big thing. I always wanted it to be a different thing, and it should be reworks. We all saw with the Beastmen updates that Chaos Corruption made people tired, sap a little bit of their energy. Very cool. Good step in the right direction. And what is really cool about this, it's going to be more, you know, corruption. Better they are. You guess friendly army to, allows a friendly army to generate a big batch of grimoires for several turns. The army cannot move during this time. Must be in enemy territory. It's cool. It's a good incentive to actually spread your corruption right now. You don't really care about it. It's more than, you know, trying to have it in your own place so that they don't rebel too much. And if you have a lot of corruption here, you can cause target's army to suffer attrition for a turn, regardless of situation or immunities. That'd be cool, especially after maybe you fought them once and they're gonna, you know, replenish quite a bit afterwards. You're also going to have one for increased range and barrier hit points, which is pretty cool. Barrier might be, you saw like a blue bar over some of the units in one of the earlier trailers. And that's probably the barrier as well. Just a shield like the Protoss would have. So that's pretty cool. And if you have 6,000 global Tzeentch corruption, you can target friendly army to generate Tzeentch corruption and control, which isn't public order anymore. It's just control now. Control a loss in a province, as well as increasing the army's Winds of Magic power reserve, which doesn't actually sound super useful, I guess. It's not like the AI on Legendary ever, you know, actually rebels. You also have cults. You can create cults in enemy territories. It'll be foreign building slots, which you will own, and you can just build some there, and that's just vampire coves or undercities, it seems like, and it's just that, and they do different things. So we'll see how that one goes. The only one that is actually cool here, I think, is like the things that generates more grimoires per turn, requires high Winds of Magic power, guarantees a decent amount of income, but also requires high Winds of Magic. So the Winds of Magic will still be very important. You can also destroy the cult, increase the Winds of Magic, which is cool if you have a ton of them by the border. But in all fairness, these are empire building things. Well, empire building games. You're gonna take them over most of the time anyway, unless you manage to get it really far away. So you can start doing something in the back lines, which is actually safe. Otherwise, the investment is not always worth it. This one also seems really cool. You will have teleportation, which is just what you save up for, it seems. You just cost the loss of winds of magic, and then you just, boom, you go there like underways. But you also get an ambush battle if you target an enemy army, and that unlocks later on in the game, which is better because, I mean, the factions shouldn't have this kind of power they have sometimes early game. Lithanar shouldn't have stalking stance straight away. I mean, Torok should not have all that momentum turn 1. This is a step in the right direction. It seems to be really, really cool. Teleportation still is something that the demons always have. Demons do not have physical bodies. They just manifest from winds of magic anyway. So it looks really cool. Tech tree as well. Some of the things seem to be costing Grimoires. And you can go in 2 directions. Cool. And that's basically the TLDR of everything here. You also have endless numbers to increase research rates if you have good research. Because, you know, if the researchers aren't that good, who cares? But that's it for me today. Thanks for watching this entire breakdown of the lore blog. Enter the world of Tzeentch trailer. I'm Nerdragefred. I stream most days, 6 days a week, on twitch.tv/Nerdragefred. You can follow me on Twitter, @Nerdragefred. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Comment if it was something I missed, or it was something if there's something you would like to see in the future. If you didn't like it, leave a like anyway. I mean, like, this is a small channel, man. I need all the help I can get. I'll see your cute faces next time.